Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me here today. So today's reading is going to be a little bit more unique than just messages from your individual soul. I decided to do a reading for you called Messages from Your Soul Group. So not just from your individual soul, but from your soul group. And soul group is sometimes called an oversoul. It's the level above your individuation. So if you look at the reality field as like a nested dolls, right? So every doll or every onion layer, that's another way to say it. If the reality field is like an onion, every layer of the onion is a dimension of the reality field. And at the very center of this onion is the most downstepped, the most dimensionalized form of reality. And you can put yourself, your individual being, and your individual soul in the center. And as you expand your awareness throughout the layers of the onion, you're actually expanding your awareness into a higher and higher vibration, but also into a more unified existence. So the very edge of this onion, in this onion metaphor, is source. So it's the body of source that is containing everything. And the oversoul is the layer of source that's dimensionalized or downstepped itself into like smaller and smaller fragments. So it's at its wholeness on the external, right? And then we go down a layer and it's downstepped, and source has separated itself into more fragments, so into light, into sound, into vibration, and then continuing its downstepping, it's becoming more and more complex, right? Because source is separating itself into more and more fragments until we get to you, your soul, which is an expression of a fragment of source awareness. And the oversoul is one such layer of fragmentation just before your individuation. So your oversoul or your soul group is a combination of individual souls just before they separate into your individual embodiments, into your incarnation. So your soul group is basically a cluster of fragments of source. It's a cluster of souls that resonate most closely with your composition and with your purpose as compared to other clusters, other soul groups. And it's not a good or bad thing to be in physical contact with your soul group. It's not better or worse than being in contact with someone who isn't from your soul group. But your soul group has a united front. There's like a united purpose, a united way of wanting to evolve. And so it can be very comforting, and it can provide really nice reminders for you about your own being. It's like a really beautiful mirroring to be in communication with your soul group, or somebody who's, embodied with a soul from your own soul group. So there can be a feeling of familiarity and validation that comes from this, which is not only really healing for the psyche if you've been invalidated a lot, but it's also very supportive for your soul evolution, because it lights you up. It lights up your own energy according to the resonance points of this other being who's mirroring a lot of your soul composition. So I've actually met a few people who are from my own soul group, and you can, from my experience, feel it in the eyes. Like you can sense through the person's eyes that there's something about them that is very much like you, even though you understand that they're very much a different and unique individual. So it can be good, but it can also be a little bit triggering sometimes, because you'll resonate much more deeply with somebody who is from your soul group. So if you are holding a certain pattern that's uncomfortable, that will come through quite a bit more when you're in contact with somebody who's from your soul group. So just be aware of that. So we've got 3 groups for you today to choose from. Messages from your soul group, and I'll hold them up for you one by one. You can make your choice by pausing the video as well if you need more time. So group 1 is this, it's labradorite with the Om charm. Okay, group 2 is this opalite bracelet with the tree charm. And group 3 is the white jade with a few labradorite beads and the starfish charm. So pause the video if you need a little bit more time, and I'll see you at your reading. Group 1, hello, those of you who chose the labradorite bracelet with the Om charm. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to reading. So let's get started. Messages from your soul group. I'm going to shuffle them. I just felt like doing one more for you. Group 1. Okay, it's 6 of Swords, 3 of Cups, which I've put there. Okay, we'll start with that first. So the 6 of Swords and the 3 of Cups. Really nice, bright energy. I'm getting the feeling that you're moving on from something, or you've already moved on from it quite a little while ago, whether it's in terms of time or just vibrational distance. Because you're feeling very high vibra, and I can see there was something quite dark in your past, but that's long gone now, and you really addressed that, disconnected yourself from it, and you're moving on to a more beautiful, brighter future. There's a lot of abundance. Maybe you are harvesting already, and along with really like sumptuous nourishment in your present or maybe soon to come, because it's feeling very here and now. There's also a nice connections and bonds forming with actual people. So you're creating a community that is at last supportive and in alignment with your spiritual good, with your most progressive evolutionary potential. So well done. I congratulate you for that. I know it was not an easy road up until this point, but the path now feels like it's opened up into a new sphere. You're in your new chapter, and it's very joyful. So well done. Some of the people who are in your circle now may actually be from your soul group. 1 or 2 perhaps are lighting up. It does not feel romantic, actually. It feels quite platonic and very creatively exciting. Okay, so 8 of Pentacles coming out. In reverse, yes, okay. 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the Devil. Interesting. Okay, so again, it's showing me how you've done a lot of very hard work to bring yourself to this point, and you're being congratulated by your soul group actually for your efforts. So your efforts have actually been supportive of others because you are united in a certain way, more closely linked and interconnected than, or more immediately interconnected with your soul group than you are with other individuals, other individuated beings. Of course, we're all connected, but the influence and the effect is more immediate and more intense when your transformations occur within your soul group. So you're being thanked for your efforts by 8 beings actually who are in your immediate spiritual circle, and being asked to really let go of any kind of regret or feelings of mistake that you may have made. Everything's working out exactly as it should be. You haven't really made any mistakes. You've just gone through the necessary steps that were required in order for you to clear your karmic slate. And your efforts are not only helping you in your individual life, where you are now becoming and are very, very blessed, they've also helped a cluster of beings that are connected to your soul group. So it's possible that you have guides. Actually, I don't normally channel guides, but this is coming through, like some angelic beings, 6D beings who are in alignment with you and your progression. There's something with this 7 of Swords and the Devil that's coming through as a warning, but I just want to see if there's a message coming from these guides for you first. And it's actually about the warning, so let's clarify the 7 of Swords, please. Seven of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, the World, Justice, and the Knight of Swords. Just a moment here. Okay. Just clarify the Devil now. Five of Wands. Okay, so nothing to worry about. It's just like a really gentle message that you don't need to rush or push or force anything. So you don't have to be so fiery anymore. That effort and that intensity that was required for you to get to this point is no longer required. So the fiery, airy kind of stuff where you're all like guts and glory and aggression almost, you don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to look into the past anymore. You can really rest. So you can lounge back, you can, have yourself a bunch of grapes on that beautiful reclining, silk upholstered lounge, what have you. And really take your time with things. The same kind of pace and care that it takes for a seed to grow. So it's in the dark first, right? It's in the soil, in the dark, and there's some alchemical processes going on, some enzymatic processes going on, and things are happening automatically according to the intelligence of the Absolute, and there's no need to interfere. Just let go of control. You don't have to control anything up until this point. You can just, I want to remove all of these cards. You don't need any of this fire. You don't need any of this battle. You don't need any of this rushing forward into anything. You don't need any of these energies anymore. So the circumstances have shifted. You can be in the space of the Queen of Cups, being very flowy, go with the flow, following the currents, just enjoying your being, enjoying how things feel and sense, and wearing your crown with pride. A humble kind of pride, but enjoying your being without any shame, being in your full power without any shame. You have nothing left to prove anymore. You've already made it. Okay, so, and you're being really, really thanked. There's so much gratitude and support and admiration and appreciation coming through for you here from a spiritual plane. Thanking you for your efforts. So I'm just checking any more messages here. I'll tuck that away. So the Magician, very nice. We'll take the 10 of Coins. I don't think this is required. Strength. Okay. Clarify the strength, please. Queen of Swords. Six of Cups and 7 of Wands. Okay. So messages from your soul group, group 1. Okay, to the earlier points from the Queen of Cups and creating from a state of being, the Magician is expressing that you're very potent right now. So it's better to be kind and not too aggressive with any kind of desire or creation. Everything's going to work out now, so you don't have to try so hard. It's nice for you to be in the smooth flow of things, river of chocolate. You don't have to be too fired up about anything, because just looking, just thinking, just connecting things mentally or in your imagination is enough to start things flowing. So be on the be on the receptive. It'll be much more fruitful for you in the long run. There are going to be some people coming in, perhaps animals, like a dog or two, but I think that expression is more about loyalty, so you're going to be experiencing more loyal, supportive, cooperative connections where you don't have to work against, you don't have to prove. You can just be more of an observer and allow like a community feel to guide the process, and you don't have to, how do I say this? You don't need to feel powerless anymore, because your voice will be heard and is being heard and is being respected. So you can come back to your innocence and trust that you no longer need to be suspicious of other people who are trying to help you. If you feel a resonance, and that resonance is coming through without desire, then you can trust it. Like if you're feeling resonance with another person. So you may have become suspicious of resonance because in the past you know that it was actually darkness resonating with that person, and you ended up activating dark contracts that created a lot of suffering, and maybe that's what you've come through, and you've learned a lot through that process and purified yourself a lot through that process. A lot of miasms are now cleared and gone, but your psyche could be feeling a little bit weary, a little bit suspicious of new people. And you're being shown that it's okay to come back into your innocence at this point, because you've cleared those miasms, so you're not going to be resonating on dark contracts because you have cleared those dark contracts out. And in case you want to be cautious, the way to check if you're stepping into oil or water, you want the clean, pure water, right? You don't want a bloody mess. The water, the purity, the nice, bright, clear connection is going to be accurate if you're feeling a resonance with that person without desire, without magnetic pull. It's going to feel more like a sparkly, bubbly brightness, like excitement, like joy, like happiness. So nothing to solve, just a future to create. So if you feel like you're being pulled into like a nice, bright future when you're connecting with somebody, the energy is coming from that card. You can maybe sense that for yourself. That's the path to go, and you can let go of suspicion now because you can trust yourself. So there are probably 2 or 3 people who are trying to connect with you in the view of evolving your soul group. And there might be like a little niggle within your psyche that's unsure and cautious, not wanting to create any damage for yourself, not wanting to walk down the wrong karmic path. But I think you can guide yourself with your intuition and with feeling now, because you know the tones that you need to hit. You know the right tones now and the ones to avoid. So you don't have to be so intellectual about it. In the past, it may have been that your intelligence led you astray, or your intuition led you astray, so you're trying to filter more with your mind, but you've actually purified your intuition through the previous chapter, and the tones that you're hearing are now more accurate to your greatest good and resonance to your soul group. So you might want to do like a white light shower just to cleanse your fields through and dissolve and resolve any remaining miasms, any karmic debris that can be flushed out with the element of water, and with the help of white flame, white fire. So that is the final message for you, I think, Group 1 from your soul group. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I wish you well. Thank you so much for all your effort and your growth and your healing. And I wish you all the best. If you would like a private consultation with me, it can be tarot, it can be just a channeled reading, or it can be healing work. You can have a look at the box below for details. And bye for now. Thank you so much, Group 1. Hello, Group 2, those of you who chose the opalite bracelet with the tree charm, thank you so much for joining me here today. Welcome to your reading. This is the deck we need. So let's get started, Group 2. It's feeling a little bit Arcturian. lot to say here. Okay, messages. Okay, just come through clearly, please. Messages from your soul group 2. Okay. 9 of Swords. It's like a very stop and start, touch and go. 4 of Wands. Thank you. Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. The Chariot, the 2 of Swords, the 3 of Coins. It's like an Arcturian Andromedan blend. Okay, I think that's it for now. Okay, so messages from your soul group 2. Let's get started. Okay, there's a deep sorrow. This is feeling very galactic, by the way, so this is sort of like a little bit more interdimensional. Okay, so there's a deep sorrow within you and a longing for home, like a memory of home and what home used to be like. Earth, or the darkness on Earth, is feeling very foreign and uncomfortable for you, and there's a deep desire to return to what you know is the truth, and some battle weariness for having lost that feeling of home or the placement of home. Like it's a home sickness and just a memory of a lot of war and a lot of battle, maybe having your home invaded and turned and transformed into something that it isn't, you know, changing it from the beauty that you remember and making it into something different from what it once was. And like it's a fatigue from being in a war, having a lot of harshness and aggression around you and participating within that for a cause, and feeling like you've grown and empowered and become a very strong warrior through the process. Like you've earned your stripes, you've evolved through this process, and now you've got more power. Externally, you can see that you've gained a lot materially, but it doesn't feel quite like home yet. It doesn't feel quite right, and maybe there's some confusion within you about where to go next and how to process this, because you thought maybe that at the end of this battle, after your victory, everything would be reunited and clear, but actually you're not having those feelings. You're having the feelings like it's just the beginning, like you've just started out on the fool's journey and you don't have much to show for it. But that's actually not the case. You've, similar to group 1, in this view, you've gone through a deep process of purification and atonement. So you've come back to your source, and all that battle, similar to group 1, although it's a very different kind of energy, it was necessary, all this intensity, in order to shake out the battle and bring you back into alignment, bring you back into one-ment. So if you tune into yourself, you may find that you actually do know the path. It just, the trailhead doesn't look the way that you expected it would look. You thought that at this point you would already be at a point where like a huge army coming home from battle and being met with great parades and banners and trumpets and glory. Like you thought it was going to be very regal and intense, but it's actually quite humble right now and humbling. So don't look for that glory. Go within and look for the map. You've actually cleared the way to your compass, and the map is within you. So you need to tune more into your inner world, into your inner life, to take a more quiet approach and find those little subtle, soft whispers that are guiding you in the right direction. And the image of glory is actually a little bit more humble than you expected it to be. You may be being called back to the earth. More. It's funny for me to say this, but you need to connect with the earth a little bit and be a bit more of a gardener, of a farmer, of somebody who is appreciating and caretaking life. So you need to drop the cloak, you need to drop the sword, the arrogance almost that comes with being a warrior is no longer necessary or required of you, and that might be a cloak that is difficult to drop because you've really earned your stripes and you want to be recognized for your efforts. But the times are changing and the value of a warrior is not what it once was. So maybe your timing is feeling a little bit off, like you finally achieved the glory, but the time of the glory of the warrior is now quickly passing. And so you need to come to terms with that and come into alignment with the earthiness within your body. So the elementals that are creating the earth are also creating your physical form. It may be time for you to renew yourself within your physicality. So becoming more familiar with the minerals and the metals and the connective tissues and the tissues in general that are holding up the structure within your body. So like very Capricornian type stuff is in your cards right now. And let's see, what else is there for you? Messages from your soul group. Yeah, there's like an activation of certain minerals or certain substances, elements within your body that's required in order for you to come into like a really nice contact with your soul group. So that'll also help you to feel more supported and more like this feeling of being part of a platoon. There is still like a warrior type energy, like a hardness, a toughness that's within your soul group. It doesn't mean that they're like, it's not a bloodthirstiness. It's kind of it's like that Spartan feel of brothers in arms whose life and lifestyle and mindset is aligned with efficiency and toughness. So activating certain elements within your body or purifying your tissues, getting the strength back into your bones through purification, through detoxing. Like I'm seeing that the fascia needs some cleansing and maybe some reprogramming. So you could actually do some really nice energy clearing for yourself with stretching. So this could be something like yin yoga, where there's like a nice slow expansion that actually gets into the fascia, and through that stretching you'll release some detoxins, some toxins, and provide yourself detoxification. Maybe there's something between the joints that needs to be worked out, so you might need a liver or gallbladder cleanse as well to help purify the blood and help to cleanse out any crystallization that may be forming between the joints. And this purification process will bring your energies more into alignment with your soul group collective, and that will restore that feeling of like connection with your brothers in arms, and that'll give you that internal strength, that power in your heart actually, that you need to move forward and get your hands into the soil, into the earth, and build what needs to be built. Because that discouragement that we were discussing at the beginning has left you feeling emotionally exhausted, even spiritually exhausted and disconnected from your power. And you will get that power back by cleansing yourself through, which will raise your vibration, which will allow you to filter up from just your soul level into your soul group level, connect there, plug in, and get charge and power just from knowing that you're bonded there still and again. So let's see if there's anything else. Like, they're waiting for you. You know, you haven't been abandoned. You're wanted. You're loved. You're just a little bit out of range because of your fatigue. So Another reason why getting your hands physically into the soil and interacting with the elements of the earth is important for you is it will help to recharge and replenish the drain that's in your physical body from the battle weariness, because aggression and violence, it's against life force, and that is not only difficult for your psyche and for your soul, but also for your body and the elements of your body. So they need to be in contact with peace and with earth and with the harmony of the planet herself in order to bring you back, to restore the body and the strength and the charge, so that you can find your power once again within connectivity with your soul group. You actually haven't been abandoned, so there is a feeling that you've been left behind, and it's broken your heart in many ways, and maybe that heartbreak has fueled your warrior nature. But you were not actually abandoned. It feels like maybe something went wrong and you were left behind, but it wasn't from a lack of love or intentionally disconnecting from you. It was an emergency decision, and always there was an intention to come back for you, and you have never been forgotten. So you're still being held with love and with high regard and in memory of your soul group. And again, it does feel like an intergalactic one. It might sound a little bit strange to your ears, but it's like the image of, the Superman story where, Superman was left on Earth as a way to save him and protect him. So it's a similar kind of vibe here. You haven't been forgotten, and the connection can be restored, if not in body, definitely in spirit. And in order to do that, once again, it's about restoring certain power in your body and certain minerals, certain elements to become activated once again, to be potentiated through maybe even a DNA strand activation on the 8th strand. It could be maybe 5th, depends on you, because this is a collective reading. But if you're into working energetically with your genetics, that could be a road you might take intuitively. Spending time at night under the sky could also be helpful for you. There are certain stars that are emanating frequencies that can help you with this activation as well. I'm feeling for anything else, any more messages that could be for you, but that feels like that is it, except for one thing. You need to sing, and it could just be internally to yourself, but if you sit on the earth and connect specifically with the minerals of the earth and allow that energy to travel in through your body, your third eye will activate and your throat will activate and your heart will activate in such a way that you will know the right tones to sing in order to reunite with your soul group, with your collective. Okay, I think that's all that I have for you. Yes, that's all I have for you, Group 2. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you well. I wish an easy and graceful reconnection with your group. And all the best. If you'd like a private consultation, whether it's a reading, channeling without the cards, or a healing work, we can meet online for a session. You can find the details below. And that's all for now. Thank you so much, Group 2. Take care. Those of you who chose the white jade with the labradorite beads and the starfish charm. Interesting. You might have some resonance with Group 1, some overlap. Okay, Group 3, thank you so much for being here. Let's get started on your reading. Messages from your soul group, Group 3. Very avian, you guys. So you might be of the priestly oracle type, maybe a magical sort of group. Whoa. Let me shuffle this because the cards are sticky. Mysterious bunch. Group 3. But let's see what your soul group would like you to know right now. Okay. it feels like one being, like one overseeing being that's coming through for you, group 3. That is avian. Like a falcon type creature, maybe a phoenix. Okay, so let's see, what are your messages? 5 of Cups, Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. Get some clarifiers. So you're being asked to open your heart and open your mind and not walk the old ways. You can, but in a new tone. So there's some dark frequencies that you might be using or have used in the past in previous incarnations that are no longer required and no longer functioning. So it's like there's a energetic debris within you that needs to be cleansed through so that you can fully access your potential and do your good works. Interesting. Okay, so you're probably at an uncomfortable point or perhaps an exciting point in your evolution. It's like you've hit a ceiling that needs to be broken through, but you're not quite sure how to evolve beyond the point that you're at right now because you've become very, very masterful within your realm. So you've exhausted all the potentials within the current chapter, within the current dimension that you're working in. And it's time for you to evolve beyond where you are at, but it is uncomfortable to go from a position of total mastery into a new errand, into a new path. So just know that you're not leaving yourself behind. You're just bringing your evolved, mastered self into a new territory, into a new land. So there is more fun to be had, more potentials to play with, and you're not losing yourself or leaving yourself behind. Everything is nice and tidy and organized, so you don't have to feel blocked or like you're going to lose something by moving beyond where you are at. So I want to clarify this Knight of Wands. Yeah, so this is going to help you evolve into, we've got this reverse Knight of Wands moving through the reverse Page of Swords and the Death in reverse, and finally the outcome being the King of Wands. Okay. So we're moving up the evolutionary ladder, and you might have some insecurities or concerns. Maybe you're mulling things over, spending a lot of time in your mental field trying to figure out if this new world is one that you actually want to step into. You're being encouraged by this guide here, and of course use your own discernment, please. Group 3, to make strides into this new path and to challenge yourself to try something new where you might not feel completely at ease. But knowing that you have the tools, you've earned your stripes, you have many skills already that will be useful in this new realm, and you will continue to evolve and learn new ones. So you're becoming more evolved, more masterful, more powerful, but you don't need to feel stuck or weary of the next few steps that are coming. It's like an opportunity that's presenting itself, and it's nice for you to follow through on that opportunity, to move through that window, and you will be rewarded. So let's see. You guys are so tricky. I hope this is making sense to you, because this is feeling very abstract to me. Maybe you're being presented with a choice. Yeah, Emperor upright next to the Hierophant in reverse. It's like you're going in circles with yourself. So you're going in circles because you don't know how to quite, like I said, break through and get to the next step. You're recirculating what you already know, and it's like rarefied and purified already to the point where you cannot rarefy or purify things any further. So this could be internal and spiritual, or it could be a project, it could be a business, it could be an object, it could be a technique, it could be anything. You're just like, it could be even a relationship where you've like, it's there, it's at its 100% maximum potential, and it's time to, like, you could stay and enjoy it, but it might start to feel like you're rattling around in empty space and not really getting much out of it anymore. And if that is the case, that's because it is time to evolve into a new project. You, like I said, you've exhausted all the potentials within the place where you're at this point. So, you know what, let's clarify this hierarchy, because that is showing the path out for you, the path up and onward. Ace of Swords, you need to make a decision and follow through. You may need to evaluate the perimeter in order to make your decision. Yeah, so it could just be as simple as taking your gaze and your attention off the world that you've mastered and having a look at the horizon and just analyzing that space. Gathering information about the horizon, what is there, who is there, the opportunities, the potentials, and making a plan to step forward into that. Maybe there's a connection that you need to make, somebody who you need to reach out to if that's been on your mind. This could be a confirmation or an indication that that is the correct person to reach out to and that you should in fact do so. That could be somebody from your soul group, in fact, encouraging you to take that step, to shake hands, to make an agreement so that you and this individual can move forward together. So there is perhaps a mutual cooperation here that could be gained. You could be feeling very comfortable in your space, you know, like you've individually mastered your world, and you might be feeling a little bit concerned about moving into a partnership or moving into a new area where it's not just you as the only master, but it feels like you are being encouraged and supported here to reach out and allow an opportunity. Maybe something's already been offered to you to come into fruition. Just, you know, cross your I's, dot your T's, do the, you know, due diligence so that you feel secure and comfortable. Cover your bases, don't leave yourself exposed in any way, and that will help to reassure you that what you've earned, gained, and created so far will be protected. So it might be something like even a marriage, like a prenuptial, that would make you feel more comfortable before you proceed there. So, you know, go with caution if that's what you need. Maybe there's a contract in general that would make you feel more comfortable or protected before you do agree, and that is well and good. Go ahead and do that, but also do not limit yourself or cut yourself off from a partnership or an opportunity here that's being presented to you through your soul group, it seems, to grow and expand and be mutually supportive. Yeah, there's a greater purpose here for you. So let's see if there's anything else. Just be cautious, you know, it's not unwarranted that you're feeling this way. You don't want to give up your power in any way. So you don't need to enter into anything blindly, and you don't need to give up any of yourself, you know. So any agreements that you make are not in sacrifice. They're in, you know, full autonomy, full empowerment for your greatest good. And if that is of benefit to your partners, also in autonomy, then it's an accurate and right partnership. But you don't need to feel like you're giving up your power in any way or giving more than feels comfortable for you. So if that's the case, then do step down, step away, or adjust the agreement so that you are comfortable. Listen to your inner guidance here. So if you're feeling niggles, listen to those niggles and explore what they are, what that means. What are those signals of discomfort trying to tell you? Don't bulldoze yourself. Don't gaslight yourself. And tune up into what is right and accurate for you. So don't give anything away. Don't give anything away. but examine opportunities carefully in case they actually are good and true opportunities for you. There might be a segment of you here that are being asked to step into a position of more power, more responsibility, and you're not sure if you want to take that on. You're not sure if that's going to ask you to give too much. Let's see advice for you on that one. Agree to give what you're willing to give and no more. So you're allowed to have boundaries here. You don't need to feel like agreeing means that you have to agree to being engulfed into something. You're still allowed to state your terms and have those terms honored. So part of the message here is about boundaries. Entering into relationship, whether it's romantic or business, etc., entering into relationship with honor and respect for what you're bringing to the table and with clear boundaries. And the power and the feeling of a right to uphold them as well. And that will give you that feeling and actuality of safety that you need in order to join in partnership so that you can create more. Yes, so I think that's all I have for you, Group 3. Those are the messages from your soul group. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to consult with me personally, we can do so with cards or with just channel information and also healing work. And we can pull information from many different levels and many different areas of your being and collectives that you might be plugged into across many different fields of experience. So if you'd like to get in touch and meet online, you can have a look at the details below. Thank you again. That's all for now, and take care. Thank you, Group 3.